Sometimes amputees can feel lonely or invisible to others. It's not unusual, but it does need to be attended to. You're worth just as much after amputation as you were before it.
Amputee loneliness is a very real thing. It's a very serious thing, too. Unfortunately, I feel that it's not spoken about enough in the amputee community, or really just mental health in general. I don't feel it's spoken about enough. But as far as amputee loneliness, some people may say, well, you're not alone, there are people around you. And that's true. Um, it's not a physical loneliness, and it is normal. It's a stage. Because I know a lot of amputees will say, I don't experience that, and that's great. But there was a point where you did. I don't know how short it was, but there was a point you did, because everybody does. You're at that stage where, in the beginning, where you don't know what you can do. You don't know how people are going to feel about you. You don't know how you feel about yourself. And that can hold you back. You know, there's a certain strength that you have to develop for everything, but I'm speaking specifically for an amputee. You have to get used to the stares of other people. They're not always evil, ignorant. Yeah, sometimes they may be ignorant a lot, but sometimes they're looking at you because they've never seen an amputee, and they're taking it in. And some people don't think about what their face looks like when that happens, or how long they're staring when it happens. But for you as the receiver, you may look and you're like, well, what are they looking at? You know, your subconscious is like, well, this is already something I'm dealing with. I don't need anybody staring at me. But sometimes it's just what it is. And it all ends up being how you process it. That's how the world is. Someone can say something nice to you and you take it completely different. And now for you, that was a terrible moment. For them, they were trying to be nice. I mean, you have to keep things in perspective. Difficult in the moment, yes, but you have to keep it in perspective and acknowledge that it's happening. It's not something to be ashamed about at all. If I'm being honest, I deal with it. Um, there was a moment where I went after my amputation, um, when I'm first really out in the world again. I went to see my friends of like best friends, my brothers, of like 45 years. I was actually anxious in going to see them because I didn't know how they were going to feel. I didn't know how I felt in the moment, and there were things I couldn't do. It looked completely different. There's a lot running through my mind, and I worked myself up. It's embarrassing after the fact to say it, but I did. And when I saw them, they didn't think a thing. I mean, we were joking. I was the only one that was different. That's amputee loneliness. It's part of it. You don't want to be a hindrance. You don't want to slow people down. Able-bodied people will walk up a hill or walk up an incline, step up a curve, walk in rocky areas without even thinking about it, and they should. I did that at one point myself. You don't think about those things because they're every day. For us, they become challenges. Slight ingrades, inclines, sorry. Slight inclines, can become a challenge. It depends on where you are in your journey, which is why working out, PT, that's all important. That's another video. But I guess I'm here to kind of normalize it, and try to let everybody know, don't be ashamed of it. It is what it is. Get past it. Acknowledge it. It's something I guess I'm a little embarrassed about now. I've stayed in the house for months. And, you know, there are times I couldn't get out. But there are times where I probably could have fought harder, but didn't. Fear of. I don't know what I'm afraid of, because as I sit here now, I think about what's the big deal. But when you're about to do it, it's something different. So you can be around a lot of people, but if you don't feel seen, if you don't feel connected, um, that's where that loneliness can come in. And everybody doesn't understand that, not even the amputees.